Welcome to Cloudcast, where you get an inside look at St. Cloud, Florida's local government. Whether you live, work, or play here, we're bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. Cloudcast is hosted by our communications team, including Miriam Batchelder, Andrew Sullivan, Deborah Carson, and J.B. Miller. Thanks for listening in to Cloudcast.
Well, hello again, St. Cloud. I'm Mary Emma with the city's communications office here today with J.B. Miller.
Hey, everybody.
And we are here to talk about one of my favorite programs we do all year, our Citizens Academy.
That's a good one.
It's one of our more popular programs that we do. We start again in January, so that's coming up. We're running into Thanksgiving. The Christmas, New Year holidays will be here before we know it. And then it's time for Citizens Academy.
So sign-ups have begun for that?
Sign-ups are underway. So we opened applications on November 1st. That runs through the end of November. Our residents can go online to the city website, and if you just put Citizens Academy in the search bar, you'll find it real quick. It lives on our communications page there on the website. Just to talk a little bit about the requirements for the program.
Sure.
You do have to be a city resident.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I tell people there's two kind of easy ways to do this. The super easy way is to look at your garbage cans. What color are they? If your garbage can is that kind of wine color, kind of a maroon color, you're in the city limits. If your garbage can is a light tan color, you're a county resident. Now, your mailing address may say St. Cloud, but you're a county resident. The more official way, of course, is to look on the property appraiser's website. You can look up by address. I know it sounds complicated.
Yeah,
Actually, it's super easy. You just go onto that property appraiser's website for Osceola County, type in your address, and it'll pull up and show you whether you're a county or city resident. Being a city resident is really the only requirement for being in Citizens Academy, but I say that with an asterisk because we always get more applications than what we have space for. So we have a selection committee that reviews all of our applicants, and we look at things like how long you've lived in the city, kind of your responses to questions like, why you want to participate in the program, what are you looking to get out of it, and also what do you bring to the table? Like how do you bring benefit to this group? We find with our Citizens Academy class, they bond pretty quickly. This is a group normally of about 25 to 30 people, and you're together every week for the duration of the program, so about 3 months. So
make some new friends.
Absolutely. You're going to make new friends. You're going to learn from each other. And we try to create a mix of people who, maybe somebody who's only been here for a couple of years, along with people who have been here their whole lives. And that way they can learn from each other and get different perspectives about things. So we want it to be kind of a 360 program that's beneficial all the way around.
Absolutely.
As I mentioned, applications are open right now online. It's going to take you 5 minutes probably to fill out the application form. When you hit submit, it emails it directly to us here in the communications office. We will be accepting those through the end of November and then making our selection. My target is the first week of December. On the website, it'll tell you that it'll be by December 13th. We give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room. And once we notify you, we'll just confirm that you're still available. And we'll get your class polo shirt ordered and get everything ready to kick off in January.
And so selected applicants will be notified by email or?
What we do to notify our applicants is twofold. We will email you and or call you.
Okay.
So I prefer to call people because I want to talk to them and just confirm that they're okay. There's a couple of program dates throughout the 3 months that are required. So if you miss those, you can't successfully complete those. One of those is our kickoff program, which is on Tuesday, January 7th. One, of course, is graduation, which is Tuesday, April the 1st. And they can miss no more than 2 total sessions throughout the time. So I want people to really look at those dates, confirm that they're going to be able to be there. We know life happens and sometimes you have to miss a class or two. But just to maintain the integrity of the program and make sure people are really getting the benefit from it that it's designed for, we do have those requirements. So I like to talk to people, make sure that they're good with the dates, confirm their polo shirt size so that we can get those orders placed so that we're ready. So you will get a phone call from either myself or another member of our team along with an email confirming.
And, I guess that sort of shows that This isn't sort of just a glossy, this is a little bit what's under the hood with city operations. And so a little bit of a commitment may be required for this. So
absolutely. And we put a lot of time and energy into this program. We absolutely love it. It's like I said, it's one of the most fun things that we do all year. I work with our departments to coordinate their individual evenings, and they have a ball. They get really creative. They want it to be a fun, interactive experience and at the same time educational. The folks who participate in this really get a behind the scenes, kind of peeking under the, like you said, under the hood view of what happens in the city. One of the things just in the course of my job a couple of years ago, I learned, I had no idea, that our city employees make all of our street signs. So if you see a street sign that says New York Avenue, that's actually made here. I just assumed they were mass produced somewhere. But one of the things that our previous classes have gotten to see is they kind of go behind the scenes and they meet with and watch as these employees actually manufacture these signs. It's a really cool process. And so you get to see a lot of things like that. You get to talk to some of the faces and the real people behind the quote-unquote city employees that we talk about a lot of times. And you get to ask them questions. We're not afraid of questions. We're not afraid to talk to you about things that you're concerned about or that you have questions about. And that's part of the purpose of this program, is to explain how we function, kind of give you that behind-the-scenes look. But again, with that 360 model, we want to get feedback from our residents as well. So we want to hear from them and just get your feedback.
And if I recall, there is food served from time to time as well. So.
Absolutely. So let me talk a little bit about how the program works. So we're going to do a kickoff session where it's just kind of a get to know each other, and it is a kind of a team building thing with your classmates, as well as we go over kind of what that schedule is going to look like each week as we move forward. The way it's structured is each week has a different theme. So one week may be the police department, the next week may be our community development planning office, fire department. So various departments have their own evenings. They put together a program designed to show you what they do, how they do it, and why they do it. So Public Works, for example, is probably one of our more fun nights, although Parks and Rec always likes to make sure they're the most fun. But Public Works, they do a lot of cool stuff. The street signs that we just spoke about, right. That's a Public Works function. They have what I call the really cool, fun trucks to play with. They've got the side loaders from solid waste. They've got the video trucks that can go in and actually put cameras down into pipes and run them through and take a look at that.
The dual driver drain suckers.
Yes.
Also have those too.
Say that three times fast.
Yeah.
So our classes actually get to see that equipment and see it in action. Last year, they actually got hands-on and got to pick up a solid waste bin and dump it into one of the trucks. So it's kind of a cool thing. The what I call touch a truck thing is always a fun activity, whether you're 4 years old or 94 years old. People love that.
True,
so
100%.
That's a fun night. When we talk about things like planning and zoning and community development, we make it interactive. And in past years, our classes have done things like, they kind of learn about building codes and they learn about zoning rules and comprehensive plans and things like that. And then we have them develop their utopian city. And as they're going through that process, we kind of layer in, well, now you have to work with the county on this and you have to work with water management on this. So we kind of give them an interactive look behind how it actually happens and how it's maybe not quite as easy and simplistic as it might seem on the surface.
Right.
As we make our way through each week, you'll learn a lot. Our departments, a lot of them will have giveaways that they'll give to folks every week. You will definitely learn a lot. The 2 hours goes by really quickly.
Sure does.
The programs are held 5:30 to 7:30 each week. That will probably be the fastest 2 hours of your Tuesday during this program. We usually get to 7:30 and we're like, oh no, we're done already. We're not, we want another 30 minutes. We want another hour. So, but we try to be respectful of your time. We do start on time every week. Dinner is provided. So we have people start arriving 5 to 5:15. So you can get your food, kind of get settled, say hey to everybody. And then so you're ready to go by 5:30. you can certainly still be eating at 5:30. That's not a problem. But we really do start on time so that we can be respectful of people's times and get in all the information and activities that we planned.
And if I recall, you mentioned, there's some hands-on stuff out there. Some of the classes, it's not all classroom. Doesn't all take place like in the council chamber, like the police stuff. You actually go to the police department and the fire department.
Absolutely. We want you to see what we do and where we do it. So we have a brand new training center that our fire department has that we just did a ribbon cutting on a couple of weeks ago. Our police department has a very high-tech training center as well. Everybody likes to see their canines. So, we have a lot of things that are very interactive. And we try to keep it interesting. We keep you moving. It's certainly suitable for all ages, and we can tailor things. I'm not going to have you climbing up a 6-foot tower at the fire training facility. Right. You may watch firefighters do it, but I won't ask you to rappel down ropes.
You won't be busting open a door or anything
well, I won't
like that.
Won't be doing that. So lots of interactive, lots of hands-on, and not a whole lot of just what I like to call affectionately death by PowerPoint.
Right.
We're not going to put you in a room and lecture you for 2 hours. That's not fun for us or for you.
No.
But as you can tell, I love this program. I'm very passionate about it. I absolutely love doing this every year.
I know it makes me want to sign up.
Absolutely. Well, Jay, as fate would have it, Communications is going to be one of the departments this year. That's a new addition.
Okay.
So we may have some folks in here helping us do podcasts.
I look forward to that.
When they're here for. And just to kind of plug our department, some of the fun things you'll be doing that night. We will be showing you our podcast. We'll be showing you our production studio where we manage all of our meetings that we broadcast. We'll be showing off our drones. So we're going to have a lot of fun things as part of Communications Night. So if you weren't sold already, sign up just for Comms Night. So, okay, I'm a little biased, and I'll admit that. So anyway, looking forward to this year's program very much. Again, it starts January 7th. Application period is open right now through November 30th. It's online. You can just do the application online, hit submit. It comes straight to us, and we'll notify you in early December if you're selected.
And one thing I would say, this is a great tool if you're ever considering getting into elected office. This is a great crash course for learning about all the inner workings that would put you above other candidates who didn't have this information.
Absolutely, Jay, and I'm glad you brought that up. One of the reasons that we do this and that we budget for this every year, and let me pause here and say there's no fee for people to participate in this class. It's a completely free program. But one of our goals in presenting it every year is to create well-informed citizens so that they truly understand our local city government, and also to kind of create that educational base for people who may want to step up and perhaps run for elected office or even serve on city boards and committees. We have a lot of those, from zoning boards to economic development advisory councils. We have a finance committee. We
Planning.
have absolutely a ton of boards and committees that are all volunteer-based. So
they are.
We're looking for people who, and maybe as you're going through this program, you find a passion that you maybe didn't know you had for planning. And so maybe you want to apply for a vacancy on our planning commission. So that's our ultimate goal in creating better informed citizens.
That's it for this edition of Cloudcast. Don't forget to like, follow, rate, and review, and we'll see you next time on Cloudcast.